Okay, we're looking at the engine bay of a 2008 Toyota RAV4 with a 3.5-liter V6, the 2GR-FE. And on this car, we've removed the alternator. See, there's a gaping hole down there where the alternator used to be. I'm gonna go over a few things that are helpful when you go to remove or change the alternator on this car. Right, it's very tight corners. So the first thing you need to do, this really helps a lot, is you have this cross member that sits above the radiator. Well, it's really to your advantage to remove the cross member. It can be just unbolted and set to the side. The engine latch is mounted on the cross member. It can stay on there. You don't need to remove it. Okay, the next thing is you have the water coolant reservoir. Okay, this sits right up here, and it's also to your advantage to move this reservoir out of the way. And if it wants to flip upside down, of course, it doesn't really matter. Stays closed pretty good. Or maybe this way. There we go. Okay, it's gonna just hang like this, be out of the way. So this helps us to get down here to the tensioner. You can see I have a wrench on the tensioner. It's 14 millimeter hex, and that tensioner has to be turned backwards in order to release the tensioner from the belt and take the belt off of the alternator. Okay, now the alternator is mounted in 3 different spots. The top spot I'm shining the light on. The long bolt goes through that bracket. Okay, and then there's a bottom bracket that you can't quite see it. Well, maybe you can. Okay, so the bottom ear of the alternator mounts on a boss that is just behind the idler pulley that I'm shining the light on right there. Okay, see the idler pulley, and yeah, there it is. Here's the idler pulley, and the boss is just to the right of that idler pulley. So you have to somehow get down there with a deep socket and turn that bolt. It's also a 14 millimeter hex bolt. Okay, but the real trick is that down here, down underneath, there's a hidden bolt, and it mounts the inside lower ear of the alternator onto that bracket. Okay, you can see that bracket. I'm shining the light right on it. Okay, it's right there. And with the alternator in place, it's next to impossible to see that bracket. Okay, and it's somewhat difficult just to get a socket onto the bolt that goes into the ear. It's a 12 millimeter hex bolt. Alright, so a 12 millimeter socket. And those are the 3 mounting points. There's that bracket on the inside, the boss that you can see right there, lower boss that you can see right there, and this upper mounting boss right here. Okay, once you it's also helpful to get the where is it? Yeah, the oil, you know, the pipe, what should we call it, thingy right here. Get this guy out of the way. He's mounted to a little boss right here. He's mounted to a boss right there. We take him out of the way so we can get down underneath. And when you do all of this, this is still pretty tight quarters, but it's possible to remove the alternator. And that's it. Just a few helpful tips on what to do when it comes to removing an alternator.